The following contains scientific documentation. You are looking directly at a bird. It is sitting in front of you. You can see the leaves around it, the ground, the broken sticks, the patches of light falling through the trees, but the bird is simply not there. And when it finally moves, when it lifts its wings and disappears into the trees, only then do you realize it was sitting right in front of your eyes the entire time. What you just heard is not a magic trick. It is not CGI. It is not a story someone made up on the internet. What you just heard is real, documented, photographed, and studied by scientists for over a century, and they still cannot fully explain it. Today, we are going inside the most sophisticated camouflage system in the animal kingdom. A bird that uses physics, actual physics, to make itself invisible. Not metaphorically invisible, not hard to spot invisible. Genuinely, optically, almost impossibly invisible. This is the Eurasian woodcock, Scolopax rusticola. And by the end of this video, you will never look at a forest floor the same way again. Before we get into the physics, let us understand what we are actually dealing with. The Eurasian woodcock is a medium-sized wading bird, roughly the size of a pigeon. It lives across Europe and Asia, migrating thousands of kilometers every single year. It has a long bill, rounded wings, and feathers the color of dead autumn leaves. But unlike most birds you have ever seen, the woodcock is nocturnal. It feeds at night. It sleeps during the day. On the ground, in forests, surrounded by predators. On paper, this lifestyle should be a death sentence. Ground-sleeping birds are extraordinarily vulnerable. Foxes, stoats, sparrowhawks, pine martens. The forest is not a safe place, and yet the woodcock has thrived for millions of years across an enormous range in some of the most predator-rich environments on Earth. So how? The answer is not speed. It does not fight back. It simply sits out in the open and relies on something extraordinary, something at the intersection of light, color, and microscopic structure. Scientists began noticing decades ago that woodcock camouflage was not just good, it was too good. Better than any other bird. Better than most insects. So far beyond what simple color matching should be able to achieve that researchers began asking, is there something physically unusual about the way this bird interacts with light? The answer, as it turned out, was yes. And the implications of that answer reach far beyond the study of birds. Let us talk about what camouflage actually is. Camouflage in its most basic form is about matching your background. Level 2 is pattern disruption, like tiger stripes. It makes it difficult for a predator's visual system to recognize the shape of the animal. The brain sees lines and shadows. It does not automatically see tiger. Level 3 is what the woodcock does, and there is no clean, simple name for it, because it combines at least 4 separate physical and biological mechanisms, all running simultaneously, every moment the bird is at rest. The first mechanism is background matching at the microstructural level. The woodcock's feathers do not simply match the color, they reflect light like a leaf. It scatters light in a randomized, diffuse way. The second mechanism is countershading. Light falls from above. The woodcock's darker back and lighter belly cancel this gradient out. They flatten the bird visually. They make it appear two-dimensional. The third mechanism is disruptive coloration. The bold pale stripes and dark patches break up the eye, the beak line, and the skull. The brain interprets these biological signatures as debris, as texture, as shadow. This matters because most predators, fox, hawks, can perceive ultraviolet wavelengths. The woodcock matches its environment in the wavelengths its predator's eyes can see. It has co-evolved to defeat them. The fourth mechanism is the one that truly astonished researchers. Spectral matching. A 2016 study found that woodcock feathers reflect ultraviolet light in a pattern that mirrors the dry leaf litter. But camouflage alone is never enough. Even the most perfect pattern becomes visible the moment it moves. A single twitch and the illusion collapses. When the woodcock detects a threat, it does absolutely nothing. It freezes. Completely. Naturalists have reported walking to within 30 centimeters of a sitting woodcock, close enough to touch it, and the bird does not move a single muscle. It simply ceases to be an animal. From a neuroscience perspective, this is not simple. The heart rate slows. Breathing becomes shallow. Even involuntary muscle tremors are actively suppressed. Precision stillness from evolution. And when freezing finally fails, when a predator gets too close, the woodcock deploys its last resort. It explodes. A sudden burst of wing beats produces a startling whir. The predator hesitates and the woodcock is gone. Now I need to show you something about the woodcock's anatomy. Look at where its eyes are positioned. High on the skull, set so far back that the bird has nearly 360 degrees of vision. This means the woodcock can see behind itself. Literally behind itself, without turning its head. It can monitor the sky above while its beak is probing deep in the mud for food. Simultaneously, in opposite directions. In engineering terms, this is a parallel processing architecture. The woodcock is running two entirely separate visual programs in real time. One of the most extreme examples of sensory specialization in vertebrate biology. Twice a year it migrates alone, at night, across thousands of kilometers. Siberia to Western Europe, Scandinavia to Britain. Round trips of over 8,000 kilometers guided by internal systems, science is still trying to understand. It uses magnetoreception, sensing the Earth's magnetic field, and stellar navigation. These are sophisticated, active sensory systems that the bird adjusts and cross-references in real time throughout its journey. But now, those systems are failing. Light pollution is drowning out the stars. Woodcock make desperate, exhausting circles above lit cities, unable to orient, burning energy they cannot replace. Hundreds of thousands die this way. For 6 weeks each spring, male woodcock take to the sky. They fly slow, wide, circular routes, calling as they go. A low, frog-like croak, then a high, sharp whistle. This is called roding, their courtship display. Roding is the exact opposite of everything else. It is visible and loud. It draws attention. This is the central tension of animal life. Sexual selection versus natural selection. The bird abandons its defense because it must be seen to breed. The moment mating is complete, the male disappears. The female raises the chicks alone, and she does something no other European bird is known to do. She carries her chicks between her legs in flight to lift them out of danger. The woodcock is a blueprint. Military researchers studying cryptic coloration have analyzed its feather structure. We are building materials that behave like woodcock feathers because nothing we invented performed as well. Engineers are replicating the woodcock's visual processing for drones. And the woodcock's beak, which can open only at the tip underground, has inspired surgical tools for minimally invasive procedures. One bird, 3 fields of human engineering. And the woodcock's beak, which can open only at the tip underground, has inspired surgical tools for minimally invasive procedures. One bird, 3 fields of human engineering. And now I have to tell you the part I did not want to tell. The Eurasian woodcock is in decline. In the UK, populations have fallen by more than 50%. The ghost of the forest is becoming genuinely absent. Ancient woodlands cleared, wet floors drained, climate change altering migration rhythms, light pollution, and hunting. This animal is losing against a world it did not evolve for, against pressures that appeared overnight. Conservation efforts are underway. Woodland restoration, lighting reduction, satellite tracking to better understand what they need. But the window is narrow, and it is closing. The next time you walk through a forest and you look at the ground and you think you see nothing, look again. Because the woodcock is a reminder that invisibility is not magic. It is physics. It is biology. Millions of years of refinement, building a solution so elegant that human engineers with all our technology are still trying to understand it. We build things to be seen. The woodcock built itself to disappear. We build things to be seen. The woodcock built itself to disappear. Something worth noticing, something worth protecting, because it might be right there 3 centimeters from your foot, watching you with those impossible eyes waiting for you to pass. A ghost made of physics sitting in the leaves,